This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so I have started the recording also. So and I hope that we will be able to understand this entire machine learning thing, and you'll all be able to build your own algorithm after this session. So if you have any doubt, if you face any issues while learning, you can directly ask in the chat section. You can directly unmute yourself and you ask me. So firstly, we will know what is machine learning. You all know that machine learning is a really growing technology which enables computer to learn automatically from the past data. Suppose we are living in this 21st century where when the time is really growing fast, time is really the science and technology is developing. So in this era, what we can do, we can just use our mobile phone to predict that whether it's gonna rain or not. The weather details, the in the Amazon, when we buy something, there are automatically some suggestions. Whenever we see some videos in the YouTube, there are similar video suggestions. Whenever we see some video on the Netflix, there are similar video suggestions. Suppose we like the comedy genre, so the next movie that's gonna be like suggested, that will be in the like in comedy. And also in YouTube, suppose we are watching all the technology related videos, suppose we are watching all the funny videos, suppose we are watching meme videos, and whatever we are watching, the next video will be based on that previous video. And whenever we're continuously watching this kind of videos or this kind of movies in a row for several days, then the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm or the Netflix algorithm will automatically predict that this person likes this kind of video, and it will automatically give you suggestions based on your informations. Similarly, like weather, for weather details also, the weather application, Google application, or whether you are using this Android or you are using any other platform, so the weather application also works in that particular way, in that particular manner, that it collects weather from different parts of the country, from the world, and continuously every day, every hour, it's tracking all the informations about the weather. That if today's weather is this kind of weather, then then the weather will be sunny. If the weather is like this, then it will rain. If so, all these details, the humidity, the wind speed, and all these things have been collected, and they are being analyzed, and they are being processed and visualized by data scientists and machine learning experts, and then we are able to build our own algorithms, and then we can predict the output. So this is nothing but seeing the future. So this is the blessing of machine learning. This is the blessing that we are blessed with this technology. So this is a little bit about machine learning. I hope this is clear to you, that why we should learn and why we should know. So this was a point, like from the learning point of view, but from your own development point of view or from your job perspective, machine learning is one of the sophisticated and most uh, like what you can understand, that most paid job in this century. So about for $40 trillion that have been invested in this industry, and more than millions and millions of mobile phones, mobile applications, desktop applications will require machine learning algorithms. Of this application development and full stack development, all these things will require machine learning algorithms just after this 21st century. The data is being generated when in India, whenever Geo has come, and after Geo, the revolution has been occurred. Like there is a great revolution in this machine learning field. You all know that in previous days, like in just 10 years before, not 10 actually, like in 2009 2010, we really used to we were not familiar with this much amount of data. I suppose sometime we accept the broadband, I had like 1 GB or 500 MBs in my mobile phone. So this much amount of data was being generated at that time. But today, even 1.5 GB, 2 GB per day is not sufficient for us. So this much amount of data we are generating each day, in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years, this much amount of data is being generated, and data is nothing but the raw input. You can get all the information from the data itself. You are watching same type of videos in Facebook. This is the reason behind Instagram reels, behind Facebook videos, behind all these things. These are growing so faster. Google's artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms, like for this Google Assistant, you are telling, okay Google, hey Google, so and you are getting all the suggestions, all the answers. This is nothing but machine learning. So this is the reason that if you learn machine learning, especially Python, with Python, so you will have a great opportunity in your future. So this is the main reason for learning. And yeah, there are two basic languages like Python and R. R is also a programming language. This is a really very popular programming language. One is Python and another is R. So R is a popular, but not at like that popular like Python. Everyone knows about Python. This Python is a programming language, and it's really very easy to learn, easy to write, and easy to understand. That's why we should learn Python. Yeah, R is also very good language, but it is more like it is more good for data science and statistical analysis, for all these higher statistical analysis, data analysis, pure data analysis. But here we will be implementing the algorithms. We will be implementing the machine learning algorithms, and that's why we will learn Python, because Python is popular with its libraries. It has a huge collection of libraries. That's the main reason behind learning Python. So this is all about the machine learning and machine learning with Python. So I hope these things, that what is machine learning and why we should learn machine learning and the introduction is clear to you. And also one more thing, that mathematical models, these are all the basic thing. You can take a screenshot of this page, you can store it with you. So the speech recognition, the image recognition, image filtering, all these things, auto tagging, recommendation system, image like face detection. You are using mobile phone with your fingerprint unlock, your face unlock, and all these things, especially fingerprint unlock, facial unlock, all these things are nothing but machine learning algorithms. These are based on machine learning algorithms. So I hope this is clear to you all. So can we proceed? Yes, sir. Okay. And yes, sir. Good. Okay. Okay. So tell me, till this point, do you have any doubt or not? No worries. I will be sharing all the recordings with you also, and you can take screenshots. And whenever I'll be showing my Google Colab or Jupyter Notebook with you, you can take a screenshot. You can write your no, sir. Okay. So what? No, sir. Is this not clear to you? You can unmute yourself and ask me. What do you wanna know? Oh, yes, sir, clear. Okay, okay. No doubts. You mean no doubts? Yeah. So this is machine learning and these things. Now, a basic confusion is there among all the new learners. Whoever is learning like artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, all these terms seems familiar. All these terms are like, are they denoting the same thing? Are they the same thing? No, it is not actually. So what is artificial intelligence and what is machine learning and what is deep learning, you can clearly see in this picture. So if we specify that artificial intelligence is like mimicking the intelligence of human, this is called artificial intelligence. And machine learning is a subset of this artificial intelligence. Machine learning is a subset of this artificial intelligence. Like there are some algorithms in artificial intelligence we can also use in machine learning in machine learning, but all the machine learning algorithms cannot be used in artificial intelligence. For yeah, there are several things that what is artificial intelligence, why we should learn artificial intelligence, why these things. So machine learning is like more sophisticated, especially when we can when the computer can learn from data, that we are giving, from the input data that we are providing the computer. We are providing the computer and the computer is learning. You can understand from this term learning. The computer is learning something from the data, from that data that we are providing. This is called learning. Whenever I am teaching you guys, I am telling you something and you are learning that thing. You are trying to understand, you are trying to make a gist, you are trying to make a summary from my speech, from my lecture, and then you are trying to understand that what is this thing, and you are imagining itself. And when you will be implementing your own algorithms, your own like own code, then that will be your own product, that will be your own product, but you are learning right now. So, and how you are learning, I am giving you some data, all these things, these are data, I'm providing you some data. So you are learning from this data, and without you and yeah, this is the basic of machine learning, without using complexity of different rules. All these things are clearly written here, but this is the basic thing I already discussed. And deep learning, as the name suggests, deep. So this is a subset of machine learning, you can clearly see in this picture. But what is deep learning? As the name suggests, it is very deep. So why deep? Because when there is a huge amount of data, really a lot amount of data, so at that time our computers will not be able to learn. Our computers is not enough. The 4 GB ram, 8 GB ram, 16 GB ram, and 32 GB ram, 64 GB ram, these things are even not enough. Some storage, these things are not enough. When there are petabytes and terabytes and like trillions, but this much amount of bytes of data, then this computer is not enough for us. We have to use some other field, we have to use some other thing for processing the data. From we need some other algorithms, and these algorithms are based on our own brain's network. So what is our brain's own network? If you want to know about that, like, you all have studied a little bit amount of biology in your class, at least in class 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, in these classes, and also in class 11, 12, were having biology, and we were not. So you have learned something in your class, like in the secondary section. So deep learning is basically based on that thing, that our brain is consist of several neurons. There are connection, the nervous system, that nervous system, and each neuron is capable of making some decisions. This were making the connections. There are neurotransmitters, there are several things in our own brain, like a own human being, that is the our own nervous system. And that nervous system is being copied by the deep learning algorithms. We are trying to like implement a artificial neural network. Artificial is nothing but, you can understand, this is an artificial thing, and neural network is inspired by our human beings neural network, the nervous system. And when machine learning algorithms are failed for training this much amount of data, then we are inspired by this brain structure. So the model will be learning itself. You don't need to specify some amount of data or some label or some different things to it. It will automatically learn from, it will automatically analyze the data, it will automatically do several operations, perform several like operations, and then it will learn from the data, then it will automatically predict from the data. That when we were kid, like in 2 years, 3 years, when we were really kid, our mom or our dad or our teacher used to teach us 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Even before this, they used to teach us that this is the sign of 1, we represent 1 like this. And then we think, okay, so this is a 1, this is called 1, and then this is called 1. So this is also a written form of 1, this is the symbol of 1. We used to learn like this. And we are also training the computer, we are also telling the machine that yeah, this is a 1, and the computer automatically understands, okay, so here is a edge, this is a line, this is a straight line, and we represent this like this. So there are complex mathematical functions also that it is calculating the differentiation, it is calculating the we don't need to remember all these things. The computer will automatically, there are several algorithms, you will just have to remember the name of the libraries and you can implement them and you can use them, as simple as that. So this is the basic of that, how we can write our data, how we can how we have learned. And then we have learned 1, and this is the sign of plus. 1 plus 1 is 2. Then we learned 1 plus 2 is 3, and 1 plus 2 is 3, and there are several things that we have learned. So, and after learning all these things, then we have learned tables. One ones are two, two twos are three, two twos are three, no, two twos are four, two fives are 10, and like this we have learned all the tables. And then we have understood the basic concepts behind multiplications and all these things, and now we are able to like calculate, we are able to understand this, yeah, this is right, this is wrong, the difference between these things. There are, we can understand like that, yeah, this is if this is a sunny weather, this is a rainy season, this is a monsoon, we can understand it. If he or she is talking to me in a louder way, he or she might be angry with me. So these, all these things are like inspired from human behavior. We can understand that whether our mom loves me or not, whether our
Uh,
mom is,
Udipto sir,
yeah, yeah,
1 minute please. My
yeah,
dear
definitely.
students, uh, all are from MLP batch 2. Apart from that, anyone is here? Please reply fast. All are from MLP 2, yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Apart from that, no one student is here, no? Okay, thank you everyone. Sir, please continue.
Okay. So, and do you have to, do I have to note any attendance? Okay, so Jeet sir has left. No worries. Okay. So guys, that what I was telling, that then we have learned whether our, we can decide that yeah, if my mom is like talking to me in a rude way, maybe I have done some mistake, maybe she has caught me like, oh, I was doing that, and I have broken a glass, and that's why she may be angry with me. We can predict all these things. We are humans. We can understand that, okay, so if this is raining, I will not go to college. If this is like I will not do this. So all these things, like, you can understand, we are human, we can make our decision on our own. But machine, we have to feed input all the time, we have to tell the machine all the time that these things are like for this, for this. But when it comes to deep learning, the machine can learn itself. Yeah, once we have to initialize the learning, and then as the machine will automatically go in the future, it will automatically learn, it will increase its learning capacity, it will increase its knowledge on its own. This is the behind of deep learning. So why I discussed about all these things, because without artificial intelligence, the machine learning is incomplete. Without machine learning, the deep learning is incomplete, and also without deep learning, the machine learning is like incomplete. So the machine learning is in the middle of artificial intelligence and deep learning. It is a subset of artificial intelligence, but most of the machine learning algorithms have been discussed and discussed by several data scientists, and they have also deployed some deep learning algorithms. So where machine learning fails, deep learning plays a great role. So we can use these algorithms in deep learning also. So this is the basic concept behind AI, that is artificial intelligence, ML, that is machine learning, and DL, that is deep learning. So I hope these things are clear to you, and now you don't have any doubt regarding what is AI, what is ML, what is DL. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, you can, yes sir, clear, very good. Acknowledgement is really very necessary, because I don't want a class like this. When I was a kid, when I was in college, when I was in like school, at that time there was no like online sessions. There used to be all the sessions were like face to face. I used to interact with my teachers face to face. There were no like online thing. So I can understand that, yeah, online things may be a little bit painful, but I have designed all these slides, all these things for only you, so that you can understand. I really want my students that I really, once they understand everything, they can learn, they gain the interest on their own. So this is my main motto, that yeah, when whenever they will be interested in something, they will automatically try to learn something, they'll automatically implement something, all these things, and you no need to worry about anything. I will be providing you all the like all the codes, what you have to learn. Just go with the flow, that whatever I am telling you, just remember only these things. If you want to grasp all, you will lose all. So today, you don't try to like learn everything. Don't try to like, I will be, I'm very interested, yeah, I will learn everything just today. This is not possible, believe me guys. I've seen students. So just whatever I'm telling you, just recap. You can take a screenshot of these slides and just recap that whatever I have discussed. You can see the recording once again, because if the basic is clear to you, in the future you will be able to implement any algorithm. But the basic should be clear. And also in the interviews, these questions are asked, that what is the difference between this and what is this, what do you mean by ML. And also there are some questions like Facebook's auto tagging and these things. Can you give some examples? Like image recognition, speech recognition, image filtering, spam detection. You know that Facebook auto tagging, recommended system, and many more. All these things. So these things are like asked in several interviews. So now, if these things are clear to you, now I am actually coming to our actual agenda. They're all about introduction, and we have discussed a lot. So now I will be telling you that what is the actual content, what we will be learning in this 6 days. So the entire thing has been divided into several modules. These are all the modules. Firstly, we will learn Python for machine learning. Python for machine learning. Python is really, yeah, there is another language R, but Python, we have, why we have chosen Python and why Python, that will be a great session. I promise you guys, you will love this session. You will love this session, because not only machine learning algorithms will be covered not in this entire course, but also you, after this course, you will be able to code Python like whatever you want, you can code it. You will learn this session. The next thing, that is some libraries for machine learning. Yeah, we will learn all these things, like all the libraries and all the other things, also all the algorithms, all the functions, all the methods, what are they in the upcoming projects also. And there are like millions and millions of algorithms, millions. There are several, like everyone is able, you can also deploy your own algorithm, just changing a little bit amount of values and little bit amount of something. You can deploy your own algorithm after learning. But there are so many algorithms, there are so many libraries, there are so many functions, methods, and no one can remember, even not me, even not the data scientist who has even developed it. Because he, suppose someone who has developed NumPy, he knows nothing about pandas. Yeah, not nothing, but some, he knows many something, that like there is a function xyz. He may know nothing about the xyz function in pandas. So what he can do, or what we can do, we can learn the basic concepts, and then we can search in the Google that how we can do that, how we can import this thing, how we can like perform this operation, how we can search this. So we have to be very professional. You are going to be a data scientist, or you are going to be a machine learning engineer, or you are going to be you will be in the IT industries. So you have to be very professional, you have to be smart. So you have to learn the basic, and then you have to like know that yeah, how we can search properly, how we can in the IT industry. Believe me, whenever I even sometimes take the interview, and whenever I ask them something, and when there is like so you have to know the understanding that what is how to search properly. So yeah, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, all these things will be discussed, the Python libraries. The next thing is uh, some actual machine learning algorithms, actual machine learning thing, that what is supervised learning, what is unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning, and the most important thing that you all gonna like, that I'll be providing some projects, important projects for your portfolio, for your resume, whatever you call it, or for your GitHub, or for your LinkedIn profile, for whatever you call it. So I will provide you some wonderful project that you will surely love, you will surely love. So yeah, and also we can like deploy a machine learning web application. If you all are interested, only if you all are interested, if you show me that enthusiasm, I'll be providing you enough of materials, enough of materials. So the only prerequisite is your enthusiasm, your time, your like your energy, and you have to be stay motivated. That yes sir, I want to learn, yes sir, I want to get all the projects, yes sir, what is this, what is that, like you have to like that. So then only I will be providing you all the projects. Yeah, we will be doing projects, but some more projects, some more advanced projects for your resume, that will increase the weightage of your resume. So yeah, this is all about the actual what we are going to cover. So if till this point all these things are clear to you, so I hope this is clear to you all. So now wait for a minute, just yeah. So this is all about the machine learning basics. Take a minute, take a minute or two, and think whatever I have discussed, and then I will move to our next thing. Take a minute or two and think whatever I have discussed. Hey guys, so now let me see the chat section that whether you have any queries or not. Hmm. So just tell me whether you are liking the session or not. So that will be really great. And do you have any doubts, or whether you are interested in learning all these things? how much interested or how much hyped up you are. Yes, sir, I like it. Good. Very much. Great, 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 great. Okay. Okay. So now, image filtering. Yeah, image filtering is like the spam detection. There is in open your Gmail, you in your mobile or in your laptop, wherever you are, you can open your Gmail and you can see there is a spam folder. So the spam folder automatically detects some email that are not like important. Whenever you are suppose whenever you are deleting all these types of emails, and the Gmail application automatically detects it, that yeah, this person is deleting all the emails from this sender, or this sender is not in the contact list, or this sender was sending emails to another person, and the actual Gmail server is located somewhere, and all the machine learning algorithms is that they are performing over all the data that they are collecting, that this sender is sending email to someone who everyone, it's like many people this sender was sending emails, and that emails were useless. All the other persons were also deleting the emails, or doing some report or unsubscribing that user. So then the Gmail application automatically detects that, and then it automatically transfer all the all the emails from that source to your spam folder. So this is the image filtering. Too much. Very good, very good. Okay, so now we will learn the basic Python. Yeah, so I hope this is clear. What is image filtering? Okay, okay, great. So now we will learn the basic Python. So just wait, let me share my screen to that slide. Yeah, so what is Python? If we want to learn what is Python, so tell me who are from programming actually, who like Python programming, and who are from Java or C++ background or C background, or who are from who knows actually Python, like a little bit amount of even Python, that is also enough. So just tell me. Don't worry, I will not judge you. I will not give any like assignment. Okay, then you know Python, do this. I'm not gonna do that. But I just want to know that I know Python. Great. Just how many people are? Yes, sir. I know. Great, great. I know Python basics. Okay, no problem, no problem. If you don't know, so yeah, many people a little bit about Python. Okay, so this session will be really interesting for both of you, like who don't know Python, like nothing about Python, no worries. So you will be learning from scratch, and you will be like extremely this session will be extremely interesting, and you will be learning all the syntax also, all the never heard of it. Okay, so Python is a programming language. We will start from the exact basic. What is Python? So if I have to tell you that what is programming language, suppose there is a human, and there is a machine. This is a machine, or this is a laptop, or this thing. This is a laptop. This is a screen, and this is a human. So pardon my drawing, but just understand the concept. This is a human. So the human can speak Hindi, English, ABC, like Hindi. He can speak Bengali, Gujarati, Punjabi, all these languages a human can speak. But the machine understands only zeros or one. So whenever we want to talk to a machine, whenever we want the machine to perform some operations for us, or when we want that yeah, so the machine will to interact with the machine, exactly to interact with the machine, then we have to use something. We have to use a mediator, and that mediator is basically programming language. So the machine understands zeros or one, the binaries, and these are called low level languages. The human understand, suppose we are taking English as an example, because we cannot write in Bengali, or we cannot write in Hindi. That in C, suppose you know that we can there is a syntax has include stdio.h. There is a syntax like this, stdio.h. So we cannot write in Bengali, or we can in Hindi like has बंगाली में या फिर हिंदी में हम लोग कुछ ऐसा नहीं लिख सकते कि हाँ इसको इंक्लूड करो, एसटीडीआईओ को इंक्लूड करो, ऐसे करके नहीं लिख सकते ना हम लोग. तो we have to write in obviously in English. So I'm taking English as a universal language. So the machine understands zeros or one, they are called low level language. And the Bengali, Hindi, all these things, just apart from that, the English language, this is a high level language. Yeah, also Hindi, nowadays the machine can know the speech recognition system. We can interact with the Apple's voice assistant Siri, we can interact with the Google voice assistant, and all their Alexa, the Amazon, all these things that all these products are there. So they can uniquely identify our voice, they can uniquely identify the language. There are natural language processing. Natural language processing is based on all this like humans, and we have used machine learning and deep learning algorithms, and all from several years we are training all these things. So then when we want to communicate with this computer, or when with this machine, we need a mediator, and this mediator can be some language. There are several language like Java, C++, JavaScript, Python, R, and many more. But Python is well known for its simplicity, for its extremely simplicity, for its different general purpose behavior. So there are all these things. Yeah, I will be discussing with you, but this is the basic behind what is programming language. So whenever a human want to communicate or interact with a machine, he or she needs a programming language, and Python is one of them. There are several languages, but Python is really best suited for machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, computer vision, data science, and all these sophisticated field, because it in Python you can write less and code more. You can write less and code more. So this is the benefit of Python. So this Python is a programming language, and all these things behind Python. So uh, now just wait, where was the cursor? Yeah. So what is Python? You can take a screenshot of this slide. This is the official documentation of Python. I have exactly copied from the official source, that is python.org, and I have pasted just here for you all guys, that you can get all the information in one place. So you can see there are some terms. Python is an interpreted, object-oriented, high-level programming language with dynamic semantics. There are several things. You can read it. Take a minute and read it. Then I'll be discussing something. So I hope you have read it. So now let me discuss something, some basic terms that were in the previous slide. That what is scripting language? So scripting language is like, whenever you download a song from like in the old generation, there were websites like songs pk, and there were some for downloading some videos, there were different websites. So the mp3 songs are with an extension .mp3, and the mp4 like videos were with an extension .mp4. So that .mp3 or .mp4 was deciding the type of the file. So that was like for a song that was a mp3 file, for a video that mp4, for a like text it was .txt, for a document for a document in Microsoft Word or in Google Docs, that extension is .doc. For ppt it is .pptx or .ppt, and there are some extensions. So if you know the basic programming concepts, there are language like C, Java. So the extension for C is .c, and for the extension is of Java is .java. So these things are clear to you all. Now the main thing is the scripting language for Python. Why? Because we can also write an entire script with Python, and that script is saved with .py extension. .py extension. So unlike some other programming language, we can directly compile the bytecode, and all these things are written here. The next thing is interpreted. What do you mean by interpreted? Interpreter means we can write write a code in a single line. We can write a code in a single line, and we can hit the enter. We can hit the enter, and this line will be executed. What is meant by simple? Simple means the is its syntax is so simple that you can, any layman can understand by reading the syntax, that yeah, what the program is gonna do. Next thing is high level. What do you mean by high level? That any people can understand. I discussed what is high level and what is low level. High level means human understandable, and low level means that machine understands. So this is high level because it is understood by humans, or understood by people very well. Next thing is general purpose. What do you mean by general purpose? I will discuss this point a little bit later, that what is exactly general purpose means, because I have some other slides for this purpose. And object orientation means that everything is Python is like for object, and we can think like object like let me tell a little bit about object oriented. So we all are using mobile phones. Suppose there are Xiaomi or Redmi, someone has a phone Redmi 5A. So the manufacturer, the Redmi company or the Xiaomi company, has a particular design, and based on that particular design, there are lakhs and lakhs of models available. The Redmi 5A model, or some other models also, like iPhone or for anything else. There are several models in this world, but all the models have the unique features, unique functionality, unique design that the Xiaomi has designed. So suppose there is a punch hole camera in the screens. There in the back side there are two cameras. In the design is this, the color is this, the screen size is this. Everything is fixed based on that particular design. So that particular design is called class, or the basic design, and from that very particular design we have some objects, like the every mobile phone that is available here is objects. They are objects. So all the people are using, but all these objects are different objects, different IMEI values, different SCR values, and different all the values, but they are from a basic design. They are from a single basic design, that this is a mobile. If suppose this is a mobile phone, there will be a camera, there will be a button. So all these things are inspired from the class or from the design. This is called object oriented feature of any programming language, regardless of Python, Java, C++. All the programming languages are for same. So this is behind programming language. Now the next thing is Python's history, who has discovered. So just learn this. The developer will be pleased that yeah, my name is being uttered by so many peoples. So he will be pleased. The designer was Guido van Rossum. The developer was Python Software Foundation. The year of development was this, and the Python language is inspired by all these languages. So there is nothing for machine learning, but yeah, this is like for acknowledgement. So now why Python? Why we should learn Python? This is the basic question that you were telling that, yeah sir, there are programming languages like C, C++, Java. There are languages like many more. There are so many languages, but why Python? So the reason behind Python is, in other languages you can when you will be writing code, you will be able to understand that in other languages there are several lines. Like sometimes we have to write 10 to 15 lines for performing a single operation, but in Python there are only 2 to 3 lines. Sometimes you have to just write one single line and the task will be evaluated and the task will be done. Your task will be really done. In other languages, even if sometimes you have to write 20 to 30 lines, that can be minimized in 2 to 3 lines in Python. Better readability, because whenever we will be writing the code, you will understand that, yeah, there's better readability. Anyone can understand. In Java or in C, there are several there are several syntax, the pipeline syntax, the ampersand syntax. There are several things. Ampersand syntax is for and, denoting the and. The pipeline symbol is for denoting the or. So there are several syntax, but in Python we can simply write and, just the English keyword and for or we can write the English keyword or, like all these things. The next thing is, we don't have to specify any semicolon after each line. Let me tell you a story about my life. I missed a semicolon in C, and I was unable to sleep for some days. Actually no, yes, I was sleeping, but all the time I was thinking that that was almost of a 900 lines code in other language in Java, and I was not able to sleep properly. That where did I make the mistake? Where did I make the mistake? So in Python, there is no such things, no such semicolons, no such variable declaration like in Java, in C, in C++. There are integer a equals to 5, float b equals to 5.7 something, character something c equals to a character, string name equals to Python or anything you can write. So no need to write all these things. You just have to specify the variable name, and the type will automatically be generated in Python. So next thing is, for you don't have to specify any curly braces for function in Python. There is no need to specify any curly braces. No unnecessary syntax or no unnecessary characters, no unnecessary things. And obviously, when you have so much features, the development time will be faster. This is the reason behind Python. And all these things are written here. You can take a screenshot, and I'm sharing the next slide. And all these things that I discussed, these are in these 2 slides. Next thing that I was discussing, that the general purposeness of Python. Why? Because it is a single language that is capable of performing web development, software development, Android development, big data, cyber security, machine learning. Especially this thing I will be telling you. You all will be learning, and also complex mathematics and physics problems, system scripting, medical science, and all these things can be done using Python. That's why Python is really a general purpose language, that from web development to medical science, from big data to machine learning, system scripting to software development, mathematics problem to cybersecurity, everything can be done using Python. That's why it is called a general purpose programming language. Now, if someone knows the programming about Java, so can you tell that why I have used public class hello world? Why there is a static? What is static? Those who don't know Java, those who don't know Java, can you tell me? Those who don't know, can you tell me what is the meaning of the static keyword? What is the meaning of this string and then square brackets, args? Why do we have to write system.out.println? And what is all these things like? And these things are like अरे कहना क्या चाहते हो? All these things are like just this. All there are so many things like system.out.println, static keyword, this public, all these things, and just to print a single line hello world, we have to do all these things. Now the next thing is, C also has include stdio.h, like int main and print hello world and all these things. So there are we have to run so many things, but in Python there is like just print hello world. In Python it's like just print hello world, and it's like, yeah, you have got the output. There is no other such things that, oh, dot this and dot that and like system dot this that static the square bracket. So in Python this is so much simple. This is the reason that it is so much simple and easy to understand. Just in a single line you can get the desired output, which is printing. There are 3 to 5 lines. So yeah, this is the reason. I hope the basic syntax is clear to you. Now for installation, you can go to the python.org in the downloads and here, and you can download it from this yellow button here in the website. For VS, you can use VS Code for writing your Python code. You can go to the code.visual studio, or you can directly go to the Google and search download VS Code, and you can go to this link and download for Windows. If you are on Windows, if you are on this like Ubuntu or Linux system, Debian system, you can download it for here. And for Mac also there is the Mac version, so you can download it from here. Now, just tell me till this point, everything is clear, right? Or do you have any confusion? Do you have any doubt, or whether you are liking it or not? Good. Yes, sir. Clear. Very good. Very good. Very good. So now, as I had discussed that you can save a Python file with the name of the Python file and .py extension. So this is it, and you can use also the compiler, or you can use the Google Colab. I will introduce you about Google Colab. Google Colab is a free uh, open source like place where platform where you can write your Python code without installing anything to your local machine, to your computer, or it doesn't even matter whether you have whether you have 1 GB of RAM or not. So everything will be deployed in the Google server. Everything will be there. You just have to write your code and execute it. The next thing is about Google Colab based thing is you don't have to install anything like for all the libraries, NumPy, SciPy, Matplotlib, Pandas. You don't have to install any of the libraries into your own local system. This is the best thing about Google Colab. So the basic syntax, you are clear with it, print hello world, and for taking any input, for taking any user input, you can use this input syntax. So this is about I'm sorry, this is all about the basic syntax in Python. And always remember one thing: if you are taking a user input, you are using this input syntax. It by default takes a string input. If you want to convert it to integer or to float, you have to typecast it. Don't worry, I will be telling you that also in detail. The next thing is the basic Python syntax. This is like you are taking an input in the value, enter your value, and you are printing the value here. So I will be doing this in the Google Colab. This is just for you guys. So what is comments in Python? Comments in Python or comments in any other programming languages, for basically they are used for three basic purpose. Firstly, to explain the Python code, or to any code to explain the entire code, that why we have used this and this, and what is this code is doing. Next, to mark a specific line, like, and also for prevent execution. You can see in the next slide there is a comment, and this is a comment just like this. You can declare in a single line. You can also specify a comment. This is a comment for specifying a functionality or specifying a method that this particular line is doing this. This is for like this, and like this you can specify. The next thing is, if you are printing hello world, and if you are printing anything, suppose you are suspecting that you have written a code of 100 lines, and you are suspecting that in the line number 40 to 50, suppose in the span that from 40 to 50 there is a error. So the error is occurring, and you are suspecting the error is in the line number 40 to 50. So what you can do, you can just comment out the from line number 40 to 50, and then you can execute your code. And if there is no error, then that means that yeah, the error was in the line number 40 to 50. Maybe that maybe the compiler, or maybe the your machine will not be produce the same output or the desired output, but you will be able to debug your code. You will be able to understand where was the error, right? So this is the reason behind commenting a particular code, all these things. The next thing is variables. Variables in not only in Python but in any other programming languages, they are like a bucket or they are like a glass, and the glass or bucket containing some water. The glass or the bucket is called a variable, and the water present inside this is called a data value. So suppose I am writing, or suppose I am writing anything in C or in Java, that is integer a equals to 5. I am writing this, and semicolon is compulsory. So if I am writing this, then this integer a, this is the name, this is the name of the variable, this is the type of the variable, and this is the value of the variable. So integer is a type. So this a is this bucket, this variable, this is a, and this 5, this is the water. So this is the behind concept between the wait for a minute. Yeah, so this is variable. Now the next thing is about keywords. What are keywords? Keywords are like reserved words. Whenever we travel from, suppose you are going to Kolkata to Delhi, and suppose you are going from somewhere else, or you are traveling in flight, or you are traveling in bus. So wherever you are going, uh, in a long, like in a long distance, so you have to reserve your seats. You have to be like that, so that no one else can sit in your seat. So that's why there is a concept behind reserving your seat. So if you reserve a seat, no one will be able to use your place. So that is completely yours. In Python or in any other programming languages, there are some keywords. Keywords are like reserved words. That means they're for some specific purpose, and they can't be used for anything else except those specific purpose. For like variable declaration, or for like method name, or your own functions name, your class name, or for anything else, you cannot use all these keywords, all these files into your code. So as per the Python 3.8, presently suppose I think there is Python 3.10, but yeah, so there are almost 35 keywords like false, none, and in, is, lambda, for, class, and all. There is if, else, all these things, with, while, and all these things, these are the keywords that you cannot use any of the keyword for a variable name. Yeah, you know that you can write anything for your variable name, integer a. In Python, no need to write integer. You can just write a equals to 5, b equals to 10, and b equals to Python as a string. You can write anything in Python, but obviously you cannot write a variable as a variable name as a keyword. So this is the behind this is the logic behind keywords, and this is all about keywords. The next thing is indentation. You know that what indentation means. Suppose you are writing something, writing a code here. Suppose you are writing a code like here, and you in Java or in C or in any other programming languages, if you are specifying a method, or if you are specifying a class, you are specifying a curly braces there. So inside these curly braces, whenever you write something else, these things will be shifted a little bit in the right side, and your code will be like this. And whenever you are again specifying a curly brace, or there is any other thing, function or a method, or if else or for, so again these things will be shifted a little bit right side. So this is this space this much amount of space, this is called white space or indentation. This space, that the amount that has been shifted, this is called indentation. So again, one more thing is there. In Python there is no curly braces, there are no curly braces and no declaration like this. We have to use a colon there, we use a colon there, and then we have to specify the indentation. Indentation in Python is very much important. If we skip any indentation, it will give you an error. If it will give you an error if we skip the indentation. And this particular block that inside this indentation, this is called the code block. So yeah, I hope this is clear to you, that what is indentation, what is keyword, what are the all the variables concept, all these things are clear to you all. Great. Now guys, I have some basic codes. Please open your Google Colab. I'm showing you how you can open your Google Colab. You can just go to Google and you can search for Google Colab, and this will be like a Google Colab notebook will look like this. You can create a new notebook, or if you have already installed Python, you can create a new notebook here, and you can write your code here like print hello, and you can execute this line just by this. So please execute these two codes, that for adding two numbers and for calculating the square root. Please be familiar with these two code. These two code are already written here. I want you to write something on your own, and then we will be starting. So everyone please do this, and just wait. Yeah, everyone please do this, and when this is completed, please do the swapping of two numbers. So you can take a screenshot of this page. Come on, you can take a screenshot of this page. I hope you have taken it. And now do this one, or you can take the screenshot of both the pages. So please do this. Come on, hurry up. I'm giving you 5 minutes, and this is a basic class assignment for you all. You all have to do it, and just tell me right here that yes sir, done. All the four codes, just tell me done sir, and then I'll be continuing the session. Come on. Great. Done. Huh. Great. So there are almost 52 students present in this meeting, but only I will wait for more. 1 minute. Please do it. Hurry up. All the four codes? The four codes, right? Yes, great. I just want you all to be familiar with the Python syntax. Very good. Okay, great. So now, okay. Again, this was a basically class assignment, but I want you all to do this as your homework. You can take a screenshot and please practice this code. This was a class assignment, but I cannot give you this class assignment right now. I want to teach you something more. You can do a homework. Okay, you have taken the screenshot, I think. Okay, so now the part 2. In the part 2, Python's part 2, I will be discussing the Python standard data types. What are the standard data types and data type conversions like this? So let me tell you a story. What is the basic meaning behind data type conversion? So suppose I'm taking an input as a integer, or I'm taking an input as a string. That is something. So and I'm that is a mobile number. I'm taking input as a string of a mobile number. It will be better if I show you in the Google Colab itself. So just yeah. So I'm creating a new slide. I'm just creating a new code here. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Someone is talking. Hello. Any doubt, guys? If you have any doubt, you can ask me right now. Okay. So I'm just yeah. Here I'm just writing a basic code. I'm zooming it a little bit so that you can. I'm taking input. Suppose the input is n number. Yeah, and this is phone underscore number. This is the name of the variable, and I'm using the input method. So the phone number is, and I'll be whatever the input will be inserted, whatever the input will be given by the user, it will be stored in the phone number variable. And then if we want to suppose like print the phone number, your mobile number is, and then I'm just printing the phone number variable. So and when I'm running it, there is an
Not
error.
not
Why?
not class.
Not closed. Yeah, thanks a lot. So the phone
So
number, I'm giving a random phone number. Very good. Your suppose this is a dummy phone number and I'm hitting enter. Your mobile number is this. So you can see this. But now, what if there is no error? But now what is, I'm taking two user input. This is the first input is num1, and the value in I'm taking it input. And yeah, okay, we can also write something here also directly. Key enter number 1, and we can also write something here num2 equals to input enter number 2. So now what I'm doing, I'm just taking another variable, some variable, and inside this sum variable I'm adding this two number num1 plus num2, and then I'm printing this sum variable. Then I'm printing this sum variable. How? With the help of this print method. I'm printing this. The sum is this. So if I execute this one, what will be the case? I'm executing this as suppose 10. The first variable is enter num1 is 10, and the second variable is I'm giving it 20. But the output is 1020. Wow, I have added this. But what is the case right here? This is a concatenation. I have mentioned in the previous slides that the input function by default takes a string input. So we have to convert it into integer. So either we can convert it here, like if I'm taking another variable n and I'm converting int and I'm specifying the num1 here, and then it will be converted into an integer. Or else what we can do, this is called typecasting. For typecasting, I mean using the int constructor, the int method. You can just think about the int method, and I'm converting the type of num1. The num1 is a string, and I'm converting the type of num1 into integer. This is just like a wrapper, like a wrapper of a chocolate or wrapper like that. So this is just like a wrapper. So what else I can do? I can just specify int here. I'm just specifying int here, and also I'm specifying int here. So now if I perform this one, enter num1, I'm entering is a 10, num2 it is 20. So the output is okay. What is the error? Okay, we cannot concatenate a string with an integer, so we have to specify a comma here. So I'm specifying it as 10, then the number 2 is as 20, the sum is 30. Previously the sum variable, the sum was a string. Why it was a string? Because the num1 also a string, num2 was also a string, and then when I was adding num1 plus num2, it was a string concatenation. It was not addition, it was a string concatenation, the operation was. And now this, the sum is 30. Now it is showing the actual real output. So this is the basic concept behind typecasting. So there are also float, and there are also like I'm showing you. Firstly, these are the all the data types, the standard data types. Standard data types are string for text, and numeric. For numeric, it is integer, float, complex. For sequence, it is list, tuple, range. All these things are there. For set, all these types. There are so many types of data types. You can you can search it and you can learn it on your own. The next thing is about typecasting. There are basically three constructors. First one is int, as I just showed you. So this converts anything integer. From integer you can convert from integer, you can convert from float, you can convert from string, and the string should represent a whole number. The string should definitely represent a whole number. Whole number means not like a float number. This should represent a whole number. And there is also a float. You can you can convert an integer or this all these things to float also. You can also use the str method. If I am if I am using a constructor, and if I'm using the str constructor, and I'm doing something like this one. There is an example here I'm showing you all. There is example here, all these things you can see. I'm converting this one is a integer, and when I'm converting it one, and I'm storing the value in the x variable, and I'm then printing the value of x, that is 110. If this is a float, then also the output will be the same. If this is a string, then the string will be converted to float, and how this 3 will be converted into 3.0. And if the string is also 4.2, then that will be also fine. The next thing is about this is like s1, if I converting a string, so how it will be like s1 is a string, and we can convert a string into a string, we can convert an integer into a string, we can convert a float into a string, and all these things are strings. So there is another method, and about typecasting, I wanted you to show you a special example. I wanted you to show us very special example. Where is the example? Yeah, yeah, here it is the example. So the output of this line, this is 2021, this is comma, and then 2021. The output of this is 2021, but when I am performing this is and then plus 2021, it will throw error. Why? Because we cannot concatenate a string with an integer. So then what we can do, and we cannot obviously convert this string into an integer. So we should have to use the str string converter, and I'm converting the integer to a string, and then if I'm showing that this is 2021, this will show the correct output. So this is all about the data types and type conversions in basic. So you can practice on your own. You can like all the example I have shown you. If you want, you can take a screenshot. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this one also. Okay, so now let's move ahead about the import statement. So this is like a very important thing. Like when we are importing something, oh yeah, when we are importing something, this means that if there is like we are using imported phone, and we used to flex to our friend that, yeah, you know that I have a phone and the phone is imported from the US, and I have this that is imported from Australia, I have imported this and that, all these things we used to flex to our friends. So import is just like this. When you have a code and that code is from somewhere else and you are using it in your own place, that is called importing. So importing a module means the same thing, that a module is in somewhere else, and someone else has written the module, and you are using this module into your code. So the syntax is very simple. You just have to specify the import keyword here, and then you have to write the module name. So modules are Python files that contain Python code, and Python file can be a module. Any Python, any. Like if you can write also your own module. You can write your own module. You can create your own module. Then you can also publish your own module. This is just a Python file with .py extension, and then you can just you can use someone else's code also in your code, and you import it as module. So this is the import statement. The next thing is operators. So you know everything about operators. We have already learned this in like class 3, 4, all these things, and this is just as simple as that. Addition operator, subtraction, division, multiplication, remainder, exponent, and floor division. Yeah, you may find a little bit difficulty in the floor division. That's why I have specified an example here, that if suppose a is 10 and b is 3, then the a and floor division 3 is nothing but 3. Why? The after the point through the actual division, at the actual value of the division is 0.33333, something like this. But if we floor division, if we do the floor perform the floor division operation, the output will be only 3, only the whole number. And this is exponent for square, for multiplication, for all these things. So this is all about the arithmetic operators. The comparison operators are also there, like double equal to, whether two things are equal to. We are humans, we can see. Suppose we stand in front of a lane, and in the ticket counter, there are two lanes. In a ticket counter, there are two lanes, and in the first lane there are some peoples, in the second lane there are also some peoples. We can see the peoples, we can identify the number of peoples there, the number of how many number of people are in the lane 1, how many number of people in the lane 2, and then we can think that, yeah, are they equal? If they are equal, I can stand in any of them. Whether the lane in the whether the number of people in the lane 1 is less than or less than or equal to the this, then I will obviously go for this. Is the number of people in the right lane is greater than or less than the this? So like this you can understand, right? That we can human, we can think, but the machine, we have to use some operators, and the operators are double equal to, if not equal to, there can be like less than equal to, greater than, less than, all these are comparison operators. The next thing is assignment operators. So assignment operators is also clearly written here, like equal to is assignment operator. If I am writing a equal to 5, a equal to 5, this means I'm assigning the value 5 to this variable a. If I am writing a plus equal to b, this means a equals to a plus b. Suppose the value of a is 5 and b is 10, then what will be the value of a after this operation? After this operation, a equals to a plus b. That means 5 plus 10. This is the assignment operator. Then a minus equal to is same, and multiplication equal to, there are all these operators are based on the arithmetic operators. This is as simple as that. Okay, then the next thing is like uh, logical operators. You know, there are in Java, in C, C++, in other programming languages, there are ampersand for representing and, there or for pipeline. These things are there, but we use generally and for if the both expressions are true, and for denoting the and just the keyword or not. There are all these operators in present in Python. We don't have to remember any of the operator symbols, any of the signs. So the next thing is a coding assignment. This is assessment, this is also for you. You can print different statements, you can take user input based on questions, and also some data types. You can practice all this coding assignment on your own, so that you can master this Python. Like till this point you can gain a crystal clear knowledge. So the next agenda is about conditionals. Conditionals means what is going to happen when this will happen. Like if we were thinking that if today is a sunny weather, then only I'll be going to the college. If today is monsoon, if today is raining, and then I'll not be going to the college. So all these things, these are conditionals. These are condition. There is a condition, and based on that particular condition, we are taking a decision, right? So but if today is a even if today is it's raining cats and dog, but if someone is present in the class, then definitely I'll go for the college. So this is like else if and else, and all these things are conditional. So we are human, we can make our own decision, but to make the machine understand the machine thing, we can use the conditional operators. So for introduction to conditionals, we can think there is a statement. um, can you explain the difference between bitwise? Okay, wait a second. Can you explain? Okay. So there is a question that can you explain the difference between bitwise right shift and bitwise left shift operator? So this is a special type of operator. We generally learn this in, also we have done this if you are in college, you have done this in your digital analog class or in any other class. So I'm showing you an example. Just wait. I'm showing you an example. Drawing tool is here. So the bitwise, as the name suggests, bitwise, it computes everything in bit by bit. So the bitwise operator, it moves the value something. So suppose there is 1 1 0 1 and like this. So and there is another yeah, this is the example. Suppose this is a variable. So can any one of you guess that this, if this is the value and we perform bitwise operator, bitwise right shift operator or bitwise left shift operator, then what will happen? Can anyone guess? If we are assigned, if we are performing bitwise operator, like the value of, this is the value of a is a variable, a equal to 1101, this is the value, and we are doing the bitwise right shift operator or left shift operator. So if we are shifting right, that means a equal to a, and then we have to write something. We can write something like 2, or we can write 3 also here. So if we are doing this, then what will happen? Can any one of you guess? If the value of a is normally from binary to decimal, if the value of a equals to let's take an integer 10, the value of integer is 10, and we, this is, and in the binary, if we convert, what will be the value of in binary? In binary it will be 2 2 2 4 8, and then it is 248, and yeah, it's 248, yeah, we got it. So 248, so the value will be 1010 in binary. Yeah, yeah, someone replied in the chat, 1010 in binary. And if I am doing right wise operator, that means a, this is for right shift, bitwise right shift operator 2. Then what I am doing, I'm just, is there a eraser? No, there is no eraser, but there is a pen. I can choose the pen color. So I'm writing it here. So I'm doing this a, and I'm choosing the color white. This will be gray. So a2. This means what is happening? This means that 10102. And what does this means? This means only 10. And what is the value of 10? The value of 10 is only 2. The value of 10 will be 2. The value of 10, this is 0, 2 to the sorry, this is 1. So the value of 10 will be 2. This is the right shift operator when we are performing right shift. In machine learning, there are we don't use these operators, that's why I have not specified this, but yeah, I can give one day lecture on this right shift and left shift operator. And similarly, if we perform this one, a left shift, this is right shift, and this is left shift. Just I'm shifting the bits, I'm just shifting the bits. I'm erasing all the drawings, and wait. So suppose the value of a equals to 1010. The value of a is 10, and in 10 in binary is 1010, and I'm performing the right shift. And what is the sign for right shift? The sign for right shift is this 2, and the value is 1010 2. Right shift means what? Right shift means you are just shifting the bit toward 2 times in the right. Yeah, someone explained that -110. So what will be then the output? -110. So can anyone else guess? Can you yeah, so who was actually writing the Lakshmi replied that -110. Anshu Kumar Jha. Anirban Mandal. So can Anirban Mandal, Amrita Kondu. Can you guess? Can you? I mean, yeah, 0010. You are just shifting this by 2. You just are shifting this. Yeah, 0010, and 10 means what? 10 means 2. If you are shifting by 1, that will be only one shift. If you are shifting by 2, that will be a 2 shift. If you are shifting by 3, that and so on. You can shift it like this only. So now, sir, I am Amarta. Acha, Amarta Kundu. Okay, I'm sorry. Amarta Kundu. Okay. So you can take any example and you can practice on your own that what are the bitwise operator. But the bitwise operator is for only for like we're learning the core Python. Python in machine learning there is no such use. For advanced mechanism you can learn it, but that is great. So just you just have to shift the bit by 1 or by 2 by 3 like this one. So now again back to the conditionals part. What are conditionals? Whenever I have to specify a condition, like if in English, if I'm talking like if today is Monday, then I'll be going to college. If today is Tuesday, I'll not be going to college. If today is this, so these things are like if else, the like these things. And in also in coding, there are if statement, there is else statement, all the statements are there. And one more important point is that indentation is really very important. The next thing is what will be the output of this code? Can anyone tell me that what will be the output of this particular code? Anyone can tell me in the chat section? Can anyone tell me what will be the output of this code? Anirban, okay, no output, B is greater than A. Okay, getting some outputs. Okay, exactly, indentation error, some indentation error, no output or error, these things. Yeah, you have guessed it right. No, 50 is not greater, this is not the output, because indentation is really important. So the correct syntax will be, this will be a shifted a little bit right in the right side. So there is a indentation error. So you can practice in the Google Colab yourself and you can get it. Yeah. So this is the proper syntax that I'm writing something here. And if I'm writing if I'm writing elif is for else if, the combined form is else if. So if the if this means the elif keyword means if the previous condition were not true, then try this condition. Like if this b is not greater than, if b is not greater than a, then I will go for this one. So this is the basic concept behind elif. The next thing is else keyword. If all the conditions that were mentioned in the above, they are not true, then the else condition will be executed. And the else condition is the last condition. Like when anything which is not caught in the preceding conditions, then only the else block will be executed. So in there is also shorthand if else, like if a is greater than b, we can specify a colon and then we can write print this. There's shorthand if else also. And this is called ternary operators, using ternary operators also. Suppose a is 2, b is 330, print a if a greater than b, else print b. So like this. If the sort these are called shorthand if else. Next things, operators in conditionals. We can also give operators in conditionals also, like if a is greater than b and c is greater than a, if both the conditions are true, then it will generate an output. It will print something that both the conditions are true. It will be inside this indented block, and it will print all the statements. That it will not only print, but if suppose I am executing something else, I'm writing some code here, it will execute that particular code, whatever is there in this inside this indented block. The next is like or keyword. If I'm specifying if A is greater than or A is greater than C, whatever the keyword, and what are the conditions. Based on the conditions, if this is true, then only it will be inside this loop. You can also specify elif, else if, so many things, but just to understand the what is the use of or, I have given you this example. The next thing is nested if. Like uh, nested if means an if inside if, or nested anything. Nested loop means a loop inside a loop, or nested if else also means that if inside a if. So like this, there is a condition: if x is greater than 10, I will print 10, and if x is greater than 20, I will print also above 20. So like this one, and if this is not true, then else block will be executed. Also, you can write else block for this particular line, thus x is greater than 10, and you can write it just here. So this is the basic concept behind nested if, and nested loops also work exactly in the same way like nested if. So there is a coding assessment. So take a different type of input. You can do it in your home, and I will show you a code for if else, for clarifying the if else. So let me show you the code. This is the code. This is the actual code. So here is a program that generates the grade card. That means it will ask from the user, please enter your marks in the computer. We are debugging it. We are doing the dry run by ourselves, the enter your marks in computer. And when the user will input something, it will be stored as there is an input, and it will be converted to a float value, and then it will be stored in the marks variable. And then if the marks is greater than or equal to 90 and less than or equal to 100, then it will print grade is O. Elif, it will print the grade is if greater than 80 and 90, so on and so forth. So 70 to for 70 to 80, for 60 to 70, for 50, and like this. And if nothing is true, then something else has been occurred, like the user may enter like 1 lakh marks or negative marks or anything he can enter. So then the compiler will tell, or the system will tell the people that invalid number, please enter a number between 0 to 100. And you can see the output. The enter your marks in computer, what was written here, it is written here, and then I have just written 100, and grade is O, because this is the grade. So if I specify something or else here, so that will be the different case. So you can try this code on your own. You can write this code on your own in your home. Please try this, and please take a screenshot of this code and try this one. Okay, so now again we will start loops. So till this point, please take a moment and think about what we have done till this point. Now the conditionals, the operators, all these things, please take a moment, take 1 minute or two to think about all the concepts. Okay, so now we will learn about loops. Loops in Python or loops in any other programming languages. This simply signifies that until and unless the specified condition until the specified condition is true, then till that point, all the statements that are written inside the code block will be executed. Like this one, like in programming, you can see the definition is written here. The sequence instructions specify instructions are based on the condition and continue the stack until it is reach a certain condition. So if I have to tell you that there are three types of loop: for loop, while loop, and nested loops. And the syntax is like this in Python. For x in range 0 to 10, I will print x. Like for x will range from 0 to 10, and this will exceed this value 10. This will exclude this value. From then the output, the print x will be first 0. I am assigning the value x for x in range. I use the range function. Generally in Python, range function is used for this purpose. First the value of x is 0, 0 will be printed. Then again there will be a condition, and by default there is an increment condition like +1. Like in other programming languages we used to write plus plus, here we write just +1. So the first value is 0, then the value is incremented by 1. Now the value is 1. 1 is also not greater than 10, so 1 is written here. Then also again the next condition 2, then next condition 3, next condition 4, like this. And when the next condition reaches 9, and then till this point it is okay. But after, when the condition is, when the value of x is 10, 10 is not greater than 10 is not greater than 10, so this condition is false. That's why it will be, the loop will exceed. So this is the concept behind for loop. Also we can use the for loop for strings, like this one, the Python programming, like this one. So the first for letter, this letter is a name of variable. This x, this is the variable. So for letter in Python programming, I am just using the iterations. The firstly the value, the letter will, as the letter will be assigned to this value, to this p. Then this will inside this loop, and it will be printed like p. Then the letter will be shifted to +1, because it will automatically iterate through the string. Then the value will be like y, then it will again come to t, then the value will be t, and so on and so forth. So till this point, including this space also, Python programming will be printed here. So this is the logic. Now behind loops, so if I have to show you in the code, I am showing you in the Google Colab. You can see just right here, and the output for this program will be something different. For x in range 10, 0, -2. Can you guess it? Because when we were not writing something else here, it was by default +1. Whenever we were not writing something here, it was +1, plus plus, like I plus plus or x plus plus. But when we will specify something, the value, this is the value of increment or for decrement. So the value will be 10 in the reverse order, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 in the reverse order, and each step will be of -2. So we can print also negative loops here. And also we can, if we simply specify nothing, just 5, then the output will be from 0 to 4, because 5 will be excluded, and by default it will start from 0. If we are printing the letter in Python programming, all the letters will be printed like this, including this space also. The next thing is, if suppose there is a array or list in Python, this is a concept that in Python there is a concept behind array or all these data structures. We use list. List can have multiple types of data in it. It can contain, yeah, exactly the same output that in the chat section I just saw. that is the output. So in Python coding programming, this is a list in Python, and we are like executing for x in a. X is the name of variable, and the x will iterate through this all through all the elements. Like firstly it will have the value Python, then coding, then programming. B is also another list, and B consists of like 1 2 3 ABC 3.149876 and these things. So this is a like a list, and in list you can have multiple types of data in it. So yeah, this is the value for it. This is the value, like I'm printing the value for the list A, and these are all the values for list A when I'm iterating and printing the values, and these are the values for list B. I'm iterating and printing the values. Now the value of, if I'm doing while loop, the structure of while loop is also very similar. I have to specify a condition with the while keyword. For this condition will be following the while keyword, and while keyword is specified here. Then the condition is I less than 10. Then I'm printing the values, and this is the case that I till this point that I is less than 10, this will be executed inside this code block. Whatever is there, it will be executed. Whenever I will be greater than or equal to 10, then this will be closed. The loop will not be or executed anymore. So the value of I is 1, and 1 is less than 10. So yeah, 1 is being printed. 2 is less than 10, so 2 will be printed. 3 will be printed until 9. This will be printed. If I simply specify equal to even here, so it will generate the value up to 10. So this is the reason behind using. Yeah, so now next thing is we can use also else block. Like if we can use else block in the while statement. So here is a new syntax you can find. This is called f string. So f strings are nothing but just we can wrap the string this till this point. This is a normal string in a double quotation I equals to, and in the curly, inside this curly braces, we just specify the name of the variable. The name of the variable is I, and we just have specified the name of the variable I here. So and the another I, this is the string, and we have specified the value of I here. So I that firstly this the value of I is 1. Then while I is less than equal to 5, I am executing this condition, and I is I plus 1. So till this point, till 5 it will be printed. Then when the condition will be false, then the else block will be executed. It is not necessary to write the else block. You can simply write the print statement here also. That will also generate the same output. So you can see the output is written here. So inside this while block, we can use if else also. And now there are some statements like break. There are break statements, there are continue statements, and pass statements. So what are they? If we use a break statement, it will break the loop, or it will break the iteration, or it will break the if conditions, whatever is there. So I'm starting the loop by initializing the value of I equals to 0. While I is less than or equal to 50, I'm printing all the elements. And then the I is plus equals to 1. For each step, I'm incrementing the value. I'm assigning the value plus 1 to it. And then if I is greater than or equal to 10, whenever I'll be greater than or equal to 10, I'm breaking the loop. So the output of this will be from 0 to 9. Why? Because for each step, suppose the value of I is 0, then I is less than or equal to 50. Then the value of obviously 0 is less than 50. The value of 0 will be printed. 0 is printed, and the value of I is increased by 1. So now the value of I is 1. So 1 will be, again 1 is less than or equal to 50. Yes, it is less than or equal to 50. 1 will be printed. Now the value is 2. 2 will be printed. 3 is printed till 9 is printed. And then when the value is greater than or equal to 10, then it will break. So if we write something else here, also that will be executed. That's not a big deal. So this is the reason behind this is the reason behind your break statement. Also, if we write continue, so continue means it will only skip a particular step. Like this is a modulus operator, and this checks whether the remainder is the modulus remainder is 0 or not. So from I'm checking the range from 0 to 20. Actually from 0 to 19, all the numbers whose modulus is not equal to 0. And if this is 0, then I'm continuing this. That means I'm not printing this. I'm just printing the else block. If the else is not necessary to write, it will automatically be that value only, because this is wrapped around a for loop. So if this is an odd number, I'm skipping it. The continue will skip the loop. And if this is if else, if we are just printing all the values. So that's why all the even values are printed. Please take a moment and understand this one. So this will help you a lot. This example and the previous example, these two examples are really very important. Okay, so now if these things are clear, please tell me whether these two examples are clear or not, and
Sir,
continue.
can you
Is this
explain
clear?
only the if percentage to not equals to zero, that one?
Okay, so firstly, the value of x is 0 at the starting point. X equals to 0. Okay, so it is entering the loop, and if it is checking x modulus 2 is not equal to 10 or not. So x modulus 2, what does this mean? Suppose a value it is dividing. Suppose the value of x is 10 at some point, and it is dividing 10 by 2. So it is perfectly divisible. The output will be 5. So there is no remainder. So this means x modulus 2, x or x not x 10 modulus 2 is equals to 0. This means that, so if suppose this is 11 divided by 2, there will be some remainder, point something, there will be something 5 point something. So this x modulus 2 is not 0, then is not 0 at that point. So when x modulus 2 is not 0, then we are continuing. That means we are skipping that step. So from 0 to 20, this loop will be executed. From 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this loop will be executed till 19. 20 will be excluded. So first it will check the value for 0. So 0 divided by 0 is 0. There is no like remainder. So it is perfectly divisible. So it is not, this condition is false. So if this condition is false, it will just print x, the value of x. So the value of x is being printed here. Next, again the loop will be executed. Now this loop will the value of x is 1. So 1 divided by 2, 1 divided by 2, what is the value of 1 divided by 2? It is 0.5. So now this condition is true. this is not equals to 0, there is something value in it, so it will skip that one. So 1 will not be printed. Again, it will go for the next one. So the value of 2 modulus 2 divided by 2 means 2 divided by 2 means 1, and the output is nothing. So in this way it will be printed. Okay, clear, sir. Very good. So if this is clear, please tell me what will be the output of this one. Please tell me in the chat section what will be the output of this one. Okay, I got an answer. P, okay, or and what else? Okay. So the output of this one will be exactly the output of this will be P by TH. So the next thing is if I am doing this one, so what will be the output of this continue one? What will be the output of this one? Yeah, exactly. The output will be this one. Only O will be skipped. So there is something else called pass. Pass keyword like break and continue. Pass keyword is not used for there is no specific purpose. But if we do not specify pass here, so what will happen? The compiler will throw error. Suppose we have to write some definition of the function, and we are not able to implement the entire definition. So I am writing a definition of the function here, or a for loop. I'm writing a for loop for I in range and I in range 5. I'm writing this one, and inside this indented block I cannot remember the condition that I don't want to print this. I just don't want to print this, but I want to perform some other operation. But till this point I don't know what should I write. So for that reason, but I know that for I in range 5 only, for this part we have to write, we have to implement our own logic. So when we encounter such situation, we have to use the pass block, and otherwise the compiler will throw you some error. Whenever you will run the code, you will be able to see some red color, and this will tell you that yeah, you have encountered an error. So you have to use the pass statement in it. So now this will not throw any error. So this is the reason behind using pass. So if we use pass here also, nothing will be done except this. Obviously this print statement will also be executed, and these things will be executed. Now the next thing is nested for loop. I hope this pass is also clear. Now the nested for loop, just like nested if else, there is nested loops. So in nested loops, what we do for I in range 1 to 10 or I in range 1 to 5, I am just printing this one, and inside this curly braces whatever we write, if that is a variable, obviously we should have to write the name of the variable, and the value of the variable will be printed. So this is the benefit of using f string. Otherwise this would have been a really long code for writing till this point, but with the help of h strings this is really very easy. So we can just print the tables, one ones are, two one twos are, one threes are, like this one. Okay. So if I have to, hello, any doubt?
Sir, what is F, sir?
What?
Print.
Hello?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello? You're not audible. Hello?
Sir, what is F, sir? What is F?
Yeah.
Where was sir F?
F is, this is a syntax like f string. In f string we can okay, in f string, suppose I just want to there is a variable num, and this is a variable num equals to 10. All right, and I just want to print this one. Print the variable is, then I have to again write like num. So this will execute, this will be executed, and this will generate the output. This is the print, with the print statement I can generate this one. Suppose there is another variable, and the name of the variable is name, and name is Python. So I'm using the variable is this, and again if I have to use this one, I'm using the print statement, and I'm assigning the sub is, then I'm writing this plus sub, or the plus name. These are the just the names, and if I'm executing this one, the variable is 10, the sub is Python. So sometimes I have to write this comma, sometimes I have to write this plus syntax. So there is a shortcut. I can just use the same thing like print, and we just use this double quotation. So rather than using this double quotation, I will use a if in front of this double quotation, just a if, and then whatever I want to write, I can write the variable is, then a space, and then inside this curly braces I will specify the name of the variable, that is num, and then I can give a full stop, and then I can again write the sub is, and then we can also write the name variable inside this curly braces name, like this one, whatever we want we can write this. So and when we will execute this one, you can see the variable is 10, the sub is Python. So this is printed, the value of this variable will be printed. So this is a shortcut, and also we can use backslash n here also. Backslash n can be used for next line. So yeah, you can see this one, backslash n can be used anywhere, from here or anywhere else. So whatever we can do, we can do, but I found a little bit familiar with this f string. This is called f strings in Python, that's why I have used this. You can use this simple method also, this is up to you. Okay, so this is it. Now the next thing is about printing a basic pattern. So please see these two codes, please have a look these two codes and try to understand this two one. You have already done this in your classes, that in the basic coding classes you have done. The logic is just same, just be familiar with the syntax. Okay, so I hope you have noted this one, you have taken a screenshot also. So like this one. So there is also for understanding the break, you can practice on your own all the other concepts also. Now I will discuss another concept, that is list and tuples, about list and tuples. So list means I already discussed this, the like in array, the array can contain only values of same data type, but a list can contain values of different data types also, like laptop, mobile, computer, smartphone, these all are strings. Yeah, this can be inside this list. So again, I have to, if I have to say you what is list or what is tuple, list or tuple is basically like when a single variable can contain multiple values, multiple items. This is called list, or this is called tuples. In the case of tuples also, we use list with the help of these square brackets, and we use tuples with the help of round brackets, like this one, round brackets. So, and whenever we want to print something, I have shown you, like also we can print the length, we can print the list using just print my list, that we can specify the name and we can print that my list also, or else we can just write this my list also. You can see the list is like here, India 1947. India is a string, 1947 is an integer, true is a boolean value, 3.14 this is like a floating point number. So all these values are there, and if I'm printing, these values are getting printed. So this is the basic of list. There is an important concept in list. We can access the list using indexes. Like if I'm specifying a is a like variable, and I'm assigning the value. What I'm assigning? My list of one. So the index starts from 0. This is the 0th index. This is the first index. So this is 1. This is 2. This is 3. Like this one. So the value of a is 1947. The value of B is true. The value of C is this one. So the output is this. So I hope some of you have guessed it right, and some of you definitely thought that the value of A will be India. So no worries. So be ready for this kind of tricky questions. These are asked in interviews a lot. So again, there is another important question, like the negative indexing in Python. So the negative indexing is basically from the backwards. So -1, can you guess what will be the output of this one? Come on, hurry up and reply in the chat section. Come on, guys, hurry up. Yeah. So the output will be coding Python and 3.14. So there is no concept of -0. 0 is only the first element. So my list, for if we want to print the my list of 1, the value will be coding. My list of -2, the value will be Python. My list of -3, the value will be 3.14. Very good, very good. So this is the output you can see. So if I'm specifying a range from 1 to 5, from 1 to 5 means what will be printed? This is a range I'm specifying with a colon. So the value will be from 1, that means from 1947, and 5. What is 5? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the last index, that is 5. I'm sorry, I should have to write 5 here. The 5 will not be included. 5 will be excluded, and 1 will be included. So what will be the output? The output will be 1947, true, 3.14, and Python. This is the fifth element. This is the fifth index. So this will be excluded. All right, guys. So, and if I don't write the first thing inside the starting index in this particular access for accessing the elements, then the output will be like only from 0 to 5. Like 5 will not be excluded, obviously, or 5 will not be included, but the starting index by default would be 0. Similarly, in the ending index, if I don't specify, the ending index will be the last index of the list, the last part. So till this part, it will be executed. So from 2, that is true, 3.14 Python coding, everything will be executed. Okay, the same case is for negative indexing also. If I'm specifying the negative indexing and I'm writing this here, the same thing is being done here. We can also use the in keyword in Python. We can use the in keyword for accessing the elements, like for whether this element is present inside this list or not. Like if 1947 is present in my list, it will generate output present, else it will present not present. So can you tell me what will be the output of this one? India is present in my list, then present. So what will be the output of this one? Okay, I need more answers. Come on, come on. Okay, everyone is telling present. Okay, तो कंप्यूटर जी को बोल दिया जाए आंसर लॉक करने के लिए. ठीक है, error. Okay, someone is telling present. Okay, तो कंप्यूटर जी आंसर को लॉक कर दिया और आउटपुट आ रहा है एरर. लाल सा कुछ दिख गया जिसको हम लोग एरर बोलते हैं. Why? Because India is a string. If we want to access any element, 1947 was integer, right? That's why we can use directly without string. But India, this is a string, so we have to use either single quote or double quote. In Python, there is no boundary for using single or double quotation, but we can use either single or double quote both for representing a string. So then the output will be present. Otherwise, it will it will be an error. Okay, very good. So now we can also change the values. Like if we want to change the value only one, like my list of one, the value is changed. My list of zero, the value is changed. So if I'm seeing the output, the value of 0 is India is changed to 100, and my list of 1, that is the index number 1, this element, the value is changed. Whatever I have inserted here, the string, whatever is can be there. Similarly, I can specify a range here, and I can change all the elements from 1 to 4. How many elements are there? Element number 1, element number 2, and element number 3. Because 4 will be excluded, so 3 elements are being replaced by these 3 elements. So if I'm printing this one, you can see India 1111 false change. So these elements have been changed. Okay, so if I write this one from 1 to 2, so how many elements are being accessed? Only this one element is being accessed. So can you guess the output of this one? Come on, hurry up and tell me in the chat section. Can you guess the output of this one? Okay, so I think someone everyone wrote present for this one, or everyone wrote present for they were thinking that I'm taking the attendance. That's why so many present is here. No problem. So whenever I'll be accessing a range of elements, and whenever I want to replace all the elements, then the output will be only all those elements will first be deleted. Like here I'm only accessing from 1 to 2, that means I'm accessing only this one, and then I'm deleting this one, and then I am merging this list with inside this list, and exactly in this particular position. So this is the basic logic. Okay, I hope you will remember this one. And again, if I am accessing a range of elements from 1 to 5, that means 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 5 will be excluded. And if I am like adding a element 1, 1, 1, 1 to it, then the value will be obviously all the elements will be firstly removed, and then that particular element will be added. Okay, so we can insert in this list. There are many methods in list we can perform. This will take more than 30 days only to complete Python, but I hope the basic list is clear to you how we can do this. And same thing is for tuple also. The only difference is tuple elements cannot be changed. Tuple is like immutable thing. List is mutable, but tuple is immutable. So this is the main thing behind. This is the main difference between list and tuple. So tuple is immutable and list is mutable. Mutable means changeable, and immutable means unchangeable. We represent a tuple using these round brackets. So and we can use a tuple constructor to form tuple. we can change a tuple to a list, and then we can perform all the operations, and then we can again convert it back to tuple. So all these things can be done. Okay, so now I hope till this point you have no confusion. So I'm taking your attendance. Just be patient. I'm stop sharing my screen. We will again continue this on our next session. Okay, so just be patient. I'm taking your attendance.